it's an iterative process, it's an exploratory process, it's question driven. I think when you're in school and you're studying a textbook, it feels very much like we know how the world works and you're being handed down this information from above and this is the way it is and has always been. And it's just completely not true. And we disprove things all the time and we learn new things all the time and we walk back things we thought we knew and we challenge things. And that's normal part of science. That means it's functioning well. But I think it's scary when you think a drug is effective and it turns out there's side effects, or we say that something is healthy for you and it turns out it causes
Right.
cancer. Like I understand why there's this that can lead to this feeling of, distrust or misunderstanding. And I think just knowing that, like, yeah, that being able to engage with some of that literature, even if you're not reading the papers themselves, but thinking critically as you read a news article that, like, this is probably only part of the story. And, like,
Right.
there's going to be caveats and nuance. And unless there's multiple studies that show it, I wouldn't take it as fact just yet.
Right.
Um, so, when you do it day in and day out and you see for yourself the hypothesis you put forth is definitely like not what happened.
Right. That's true,
But
yeah, I guess, like, yeah. I
you
mean, I
know,
think it's how our human psychology works, honestly, like, to
totally. Yeah.
simplify, and it's something even scientists, we have to work through, you know?
Yeah.
But like you said, I'm more like probably just living it and having that be getting in the habit of knowing that what you know now, doesn't mean it's gonna be like just
Mhm.
a linear building process on that knowledge.
Right. We as scientists can be much better too, because we're trained to be in this language of caveat and complexity, and we don't say things very forcefully because we're trying to be very careful. And I think that it's like part of the process, but also makes it really hard to, have a conversation with lay people or someone who doesn't know your field. Um, and just figuring out how to simplify and make sure our message is getting across, faithfully and like representing the data as it is, but in a way that's more accessible because it's so inaccessible as it
Yeah.
stands. The way we publish papers, the way we write our papers, the way we talk to each other about our papers is
Yeah.
very jargon heavy, and it doesn't have to be that complicated. So I think it's a skill and a muscle that we should all be strengthening and flexing. And I think as a community, we're getting better and better, but there's definitely a long way to go. So
Yeah.
it's something I think about.